I was reluctant to talk about this until we got some more details, but everybody already knows that Cain Velasquez got arrested on charges for attempted murder. And that was pretty much the extent of what we knew, but now there are details alleging the reasoning for this, or at least what led up to the former heavyweight champion Cain Velasquez taking his action. Everything's alleged. We don't know anything so far. There are still more details to come out, but if this is true, it should clear up a lot of judgment that people are throwing on top of Cain's actions. So, Cain Velasquez was booked for attempted murder after he allegedly shot at a car with 3 people inside. One of them had recently been accused of, I'm just going to say M, you could probably read it right here. Man, this is difficult to read. Emming one of Cain's relatives who was a minor, allegedly 100 times. And that is reported by the NBC Bay Area according to the court documents. Man, I hope that's not true. That is so gruesome. The suspect was arraigned on 1 felony count, a lewd and lascivious act with a child under the age of 14. And allegedly, that's what led up to the incident 3 days later with Cain's act, and he didn't allegedly shoot the suspect. It is reported that it was the suspect's stepfather, but he is to survive. Now, people are probably wondering, how could this have happened to Cain's relative? Well, the suspect lives at a home daycare business that was ran by his mother. So here's the thing, the suspect, the alleged abuser, was granted a supervised release, despite the objections from the prosecutors. Cain, though, is being held without bail, and his arraignment is actually going to be today. The suspect is going to go back to court on April 13. Those are the additional details of what happened, and again, this is all alleged news, this is all alleged details, and man, I don't really know what to think about this. I mean, I could kind of understand without the bail, given that Cain might be super motivated to go after this guy again, but then again, the guy was released even though he has charges against him for what he allegedly did to a minor. I mean, this probably would not have happened if that man was not on the streets. Just speculation, not saying this actually happened, just something that came to my head. Cain could have probably been upset knowing that this guy is walking the streets after believing what that guy did to his own relative. Or perhaps he could have saw it as an opportunity knowing that the guy's out there. It's all speculation, who really knows? And I know Cain should not have done that, but everybody understands Cain is probably not going to act rationally, knowing that the guy is out there. If it happened, if the reports alleging the acts are actually true, on one hand, it's understandable Cain took this act, right? When it comes to a man's family, there's a lot they will do regardless of what the law says. It's not a good thing, but we all understand it. A man would not think rationally if something like that happens to any minor in their family. But on the other hand, he allegedly shot into a car and hit the suspect's stepfather, not him himself. And that was pretty dumb, to be honest. But then again, every man can understand the anger that Cain probably felt. We don't want to think about it, but if you even picture any minor relative, whether it be your son, your daughter, your cousin, your nephew, your niece, whoever it is, we can all come to an agreement that rational thinking is not there for that man. It honestly takes a lot to pull back on that anger, pull back on acting on it, and try to do it, I guess, the quote-unquote right way. Hopefully them going through the judicial system. But regardless, this shows to us that Cain probably isn't that monster that people were thinking he was. People were starting to say, CTE got to him. He's lost it, right? He's the next John Jones. Like, you saw a bunch of different kind of comments that were painting a picture on Cain Velasquez. But I think with these new details, all of that changes. That's why it's not smart to talk about something without actually knowing what's happening. There was no detail at all. Nobody knew what the reason was. Nobody knew what happened prior to this. Why would a former heavyweight champion of the world allegedly pursue someone with a weapon? Once the reports came out and said that Cain grabbed a weapon, I knew something else very important was missing. A guy like that is not just going to act like this. Something egregious must have happened for Cain to react that way. So I really wonder what's going to happen here. Are the charges more going to be about the suspect himself or the suspect's stepfather for allegedly getting hit? That might be the most important thing here, because if it's all about the stepfather, I don't know if there's much that Cain can do here. If it's more about the suspect, maybe some things change. But who really knows? We're going to have to still watch out for more details. Whether you're part of Free Cain or taking the side of him just acting irresponsibly, he shouldn't have done this, we can all understand the feeling that he had, the anger that was inside of him most likely, right?